anybody else. And because if, against the thief, the argument is that he could not have said that he wanted to disturb my prayer. Thieves don't disturb prayers. He was there, he was visible, and it was an animal who inadvertently was doing it. So I'm quite, inclined to believe very strongly that it was an animal like a wild cat or something, or some other sort of animal maybe, which had entered the house and was making noises. So Sallallahu broke the prayer or left off the prayer for a while. And having handled it, then restarted it. So you don't remember any words to the fact that he restarted?
I remember exactly, but I wished before to ask this thing, how we can compromise that he remembered the prayer of Sulaiman. And
that is something which could have been added by Imam Hadhrat Abu Hurairah. It was a tradition reported by him. These things have happened to the traditions. One who is quoting these traditions, he remembers something himself and draws a wrong inference from the tradition, and something comes to his mind from the surah, from the Holy Quran or some other thing quoted to him, and he adds it, makes it joint. And this has been proved in other places beyond doubt, that the joint was made by someone who was relating the tradition, and it was not a part of the tradition. In such a case, there is a debate between us and the non-Ahmadis. A joint was made by some narrator, and it can also obviously be detected. But the non-Ahmadi Maulvis of today, knowing it, that this is what had happened, make the impression upon the people that these were the very words of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So something to that effect must have happened. Otherwise, the meaning would be that the jinn was of such a nature that who could have created the whole empire for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam of the grandest form, even greater in grandeur and glory than the empire of Hadhrat Sulaiman wasalam. And because he remembered the prayer that, oh God, don't give this opportunity to anybody else, so I released the animal or the jinn, as if Allah did not hear and he heard the prayer. That result would be this, that this prayer which was asked by Hadhrat Sulaiman, which was begged by him, addressing Allah, was ignored by Allah. He still provided that opportunity. But Ahmad accepted that prayer. Yes. So that is absurd. He could have said it. Not in that sense at all. So I'm quite sure that is an additional part, al-haqi, which has been added by the narrator, and because he understood this meaning, so he added this. Or maybe some other explanation, some compromise will have to be found, because that obviously could not be meant by answer.
Some of the people say that this is kasha.
No. That is only because that last bit hurts them and disturbs them, so they are trying to explain it away somehow. Yes, please. Brother Mr. Sabit.
An observation and a question.
Like Mr. Bashir.
Not exactly.
It's becoming more and more popular, Everybody starts following it.
It's concerning the hadith of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. تطلع الشمس من المغرب. That is the sun will rise from the west. When I was leaving to Holland.
Leaving for Holland?
Yes, from London to Holland. the time of my flight was after Maghrib. And because it is a short flight, I thought that I should say my Maghrib prayer when the plane starts moving. And I finished my Maghrib prayer. Then the sun was visible. Could that be taken also as one of the meanings of this hadith? Because actually,
but then you must have seen the sun from Mashriq, not from Maghrib.
No, from Maghrib.
Traveling towards.
Apparently, the plane, when it took off, it was taking off in the direction of Maghrib. Then
it's alright.
Yes.
If it's traveling only, it is visible from Maghrib, then it's traveling in the direction of Maghrib.
Yes.
And Holland is not in Maghrib, so this is why I was confused.
Yes. When it took off.
It took off, it was traveling in the direction of Maghrib while gaining height.
Yes.
And during that process, you're quite right.
So actually,
this happens every day.
It does.
Yes, this happens every day nowadays. There is a phenomenon which was unknown to the world at the time of Hadhrat Mirza.
Yes.
So literally speaking, this has come true, and it has become a common experience with pilots, that sometimes the sun is set, and when the plane is traveling at say twice the speed of sound, or even at the speed of sound, sometimes it overtakes the sun, and you rise above. Also because you are rising above, the ordinary horizon. So you can see the set sun which had already set on ground level. But at the high level, it becomes revisible. So because of these two factors joining hands together, it happens almost every day. I mean, does happen every day in fact, in many planes. So then, because sun was set to you once in the Maghrib, because it reappears to you from the Maghrib, so the tradition of Muhammad becomes literally true.
Literally fulfilled.
Yes, literally fulfilled. But also there are other metaphorical meanings which Masih Islam is referred to. And it also may mean that the East would receive the message of Islam after the Western people have accepted Islam. Many Eastern nations would then follow them up and get the message of Islam from the West. Yes, please. But that was your observation, and where is the question?
Could it be also meaning, the hadith can be also fulfilled in this way?
Yes, that is the question.
Yes, sir.
So you combined it,
Yes, sir.
Today's khutbah, Hazur mentioned the hostile attitude which happened. Hazur said it was in Huddersfield.
I have rectified it already. I think that area is just one field, Bedford, etc. Sometimes I refer to Huddersfield and say Bedford. What I mean is there is a bunch of Ahmadi Jamaats in that general area. So I take one name which I think is sufficient for the whole area. So that is why it automatically came to me. But what I meant was Bedford, not Huddersfield. So later on, when it was pointed out to me by somebody, I told the cassette people to come to me and have it rectified in my voice. So it has already been done. Similarly, the word Amma was left out from the recitation, which I every week or more than sometimes more than once I recite in the prayers. So during the discussions, one quotes a verse sometimes only partly, and that is what I did. Not that I didn't know the correct verse, But that is what I did, and it was pointed out that some people may object. They say